Greetings, listener. It is I, your Game Master Grant. This week we have an extra special treat for you. Instead of our usual episode, we will be back Monday, I promise. We're going to give you a friend of ours. Our friends over at Tales Yet Told have been running a wonderful series called Our Lives in the Wood, telling one-shot tales in indie systems that all take place in the world of the sublime. Tales Yet Told is one of our favorite podcasts, and this week we're going to give you one of their episodes to chew on, and trust me, you're going to want to chew. This week's episode is their 5th episode, but don't worry, you can listen to any of them in any order. They will be playing This Game Takes Place in Your Hometown in an episode titled This Isn't a Football Game. You might be familiar with This Game Takes Place in Your Hometown, so prepare yourself accordingly. I personally have been a huge fan of Tales Yet Told for years before I even had a podcast, so it's a wonderful treat to count their GM Kendo as one of my friends and to be able to give you this feed drop here this week. So enough of me yapping, because you're about to be in for the good stuff soon. We'll take a brief moment for a brief advertisement from yours truly about some stuff we have coming up on the Twitch. It is Castaway season after all. And then we will take you to Kendo, Marceline, and Darby for Tales Yet Told, Our Lives in the Wood. Join us for the 3rd exciting season of Castaway. This year we are bringing our competitors to the harshest environment we've ever had, perhaps the harshest one on Earth, the tundra. It is the middle of winter, the snow is heavy, the temperatures are below 0, and the wild is out to get you. Our most recent season of Castaway will be taking place on the tundra, and that will be happening live January 7th through February 11th at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, with a whole new cast of incredible APers from all across the scene. Get ready to see Nate from What Do I Roll, Abigail the Nerd, Anna Eliza from Hilarity Saves, Ross from Blades of Mayari, Blue from Batty Bards, Jenna Daggers, Hamna Shahid, Mags from Streaming Rainbow, Spunky Taylor, and Tori from Athraplay. That again is Castaway the Tundra, starting on January 7th through February 11th, raising funds for Feeding America. We hope to see you there on Twitch.
You are listening to Tales Yet Told, an actual play show dealing in horrific and often heavy topics and themes at the intersection of queerness and horror. Content warnings, list of cast and crew, and other relevant links can be found in the description. Viewer discretion is advised. October 7th, 85 AE. Dear Diary, did you like riddles when you were a person? I need help with one. People say I'm a virtue, but treat me like a game. When all goes smooth, they praise my name. But when trouble stirs, I'm first to blame. What am I? I found this one on the back of an envelope tucked away in a filing cabinet in the writer's archive. It's addressed to me, but rather than writing their name, you know, like a normal person, I get to do a riddle. I hate riddles. Riddles and puzzles and mysteries and questions. Oh, I've got far too many questions bouncing and bouncing and bouncing around my skull right now. I can barely hear myself think, Diary. The system is still bugging me with questions about the second son and trying to get me to, clean things up, I guess, but I still don't know where it came from. And honestly, that second son is the least of my problems right now. Because someone stole my stories. There are gaps, Diary. Big gaps. Years worth of stories, just poof, gone. Sure, A few stories might get misplaced every now and then. The archive and the stacks have millions of them, but they can always be found, and I've spent far too much time digging around for stories that I can't seem to find, diary. And even worse, it's not just the stories they've taken, diary, but my memories of them. Someone made me forget the stories I wrote. And there's only 2 people who could have done that, diary. Or so I thought. People say I'm a virtue, but treat me like a game. When all goes smooth, they praise my name. But when trouble stirs, I'm first to blame. What am I? Whoever left this behind wanted me to find this. And I think they know what happened to my stories. There's a manuscript in here, you see, written by me, dated 461 AE, a year after the war, right in the middle of one of those gaps. I've read it, and once more I find myself with more questions with no answers, but maybe this is a question the system can answer for me. Why don't I remember a city named Cornwall? Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tales Yet Told, an actual play podcast focused on telling stories at the intersection of queerness and horror using indie TTRPGs. My name is Kendrick Kokindo, whichever you prefer, and with me today, for the first time in a long time, Marceline.
Hello, hi, I'm Marceline.
Hi. If you're a real Tales Yet Told fan, you've definitely heard Marceline's voice in our wonderful series, Strangers in the Wood, and if you're even cooler, Whispers in the Sea.
Oh my goodness.
This is, Marcy, you're OG Tales Yet Told cast. So much so that there are people right now who have listened to this show and have never heard your voice because they're freaks and they don't want to.
They're little freaks. Little freaks listening to our little show. Hi, freaks.
Yeah, hi, little freaks. Well, if you know anything, Marcy is one of the amazing people that helped create the world of the Sublime. It is through her actions that Dakota has molded the world of the Sublime, and so much of what we've seen in Voices in the Wood and already in Our Lives in the Wood is a direct consequence of Marceline thinking of something in her head, saying it out loud, and me having to go, well, here are the terrible things that happened because of that decision.
Whoa, you're removing the middleman.
The middleman, the dice?
No, Dakota.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. No, but sometimes you come up with an idea, and I'm not even. Sometimes there are things you come up with where you go, oh, now what if it's like this? And I'm like, that's super cool. It's gonna be worse for you, you know.
Yeah, and that's good.
Hey,
that's yummy.
Hey, you know, it's won us awards, so I can't say that. Who can say that it's bad? But yes, everybody, this is another episode of Our Lives in the Wood, keeping these stories from the Sublime coming to you. And this time we are playing the game This Game Takes Place in Your Hometown by Jack Blair. This is a little horror game inspired by wonderful works like War of the Worlds and any other kind of like survival horror kind of deal.
I love this game so much.
Yeah, you're the one who brought this to me so we could tell this little freaky story in the Sublime.
It's so good.
So obviously there will be some slight changes to the fiction of this world and stuff, but you'll figure that out by the time we get into our little intro monologue. But let me break down really quick how this game is going to work so that you can understand what we're doing as we're doing it. This is a storytelling game that uses cards as prompts, so we will draw cards, they will give us prompts, and we will answer them. Sometimes that answer will just be a couple of sentences. Sometimes that answer will be a whole scene, a conversation that will help build our story as we explore these two childhood friends reconnecting in their hometown. One of them has stayed in this hometown for, well, basically all of their life, and the other one went away for years and has returned. as we are drawing cards, we will be answering questions, building out our history together, and exploring where we are right now and how we've changed. And our goal is to draw 4 of the 2s. 2 cards across the various suits of a suit of cards. So we're trying to get the 2 of hearts, 2 of spades, 2 of clubs, and 2 of diamonds, which are all little safe havens. And if we get all 4 of those before we knock over our proverbial tower, we are safe. Now that tower I was talking about, guess what? We don't have the Jenga tower or the block game tower. I don't know what the brand neutral term.
Yeah, that is. You can't say that. You have to pay them royalties every time you say Jenga.
Well, now
Shit.
you have to. Yeah. You see what you've done. You see what you've done. Here we are.
My tower comes tumbling down.
Your tower comes tumbling down.
My nondescript wooden block tower comes tumbling down.
My wooden block pulling toy game tower. Oh my god. But yeah, because we're playing online, we don't have a tower to do anything with. So instead, we will be using some rules that were, I believe, originally used by the actual play show Follow the Leader, where they played the same game, where we will be rolling d20s to simulate pulling a tower piece or whatever. So we will roll 1d20 for each time we're supposed to pull, and 2d20 if the pull needs to be fast. If we roll the same number 3 total times, the game ends as if the tower has fallen, which will mean the hunters have caught us. Any last words you want to say before we get into this, Marceline?
I'm just excited to be back in this world. I'm excited to step in. I mean, I think this game I think anyone who hasn't played this game yet, I encourage you to find a friend that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, that you grew up with. This is such a great game to sit and or even someone that you're meeting for the first time, and to learn about each other's lives, and kind of the places they come from and the touchdowns they had in their childhood. It's just a really great game to bring people together. Yeah. Please play this game. It's so good.
Hell yeah. Then with that, let's get into it. This is Cornwall, your hometown at the end of the war. It's scarred and empty, and the 2 of you are alone. Except for the Master Sergeant Brittany DeVoe, hero of the 14th Season War, and her hunters. As you walk around the streets, picking through the rubble for supplies and signs of the anarchists they've told you are hiding here, the hunters have heavy footsteps. The hunters have evacuated all the citizens and captured everyone else. You and your partner have been tasked with making sure that is true. You pick through the scraps of a life you hardly remember, doing what you're told to survive. The hunters don't need to scavenge to survive. The citizens do it for them. The hunters have everything they need to hurt you. One of you is a hunter, finally home after being away for years, and you were told not to fraternize with the citizens, only to survey. Who are you?
Bryce Green. Bryce Green is a young man who stands about 6'1", 6'2". He's pretty broad and well-built. He wears a military uniform that's not as in line as it should be. It's a little disheveled. He has this kind of short, tousled, dirty blonde hair, thick, brownish eyebrows. These kind of gentle and piercing bluish gray eyes, soft cheeks that are kind of dappled with freckles. Bryce Green is a really simple person. A person who believes in dreams, who believes in passion. Someone who, as a soldier, has never had to see what the consequences of war are like. War is a idea to him. Closest he knows to war is a football field, and to him, that's very clear-cut, simple, and I think frames how he views warfare, where at the end of the day, you get in line, you shake hands, and you say good game.
You've been told your next order should be coming soon. One of you is a citizen who never left, evacuated from your home after the explosion, and you were told you must scavenge so the hunters can help you survive. Who are you? Paul Senton is a man who had everything he needed at his fingertips. He's not from this world, but it was given to him in a way back when he was younger. And he was given a family, a community, a role, and it was simpler than the world he'd come from before. Straightforward, organized, which made sense for the job that he was given. Paul is short and lanky, small for his size, easily looked over in a crowd, which he prefers, I think. He goes unnoticed, which allows him to do what he does best, his job. He keeps to himself, staying in his home, where he keeps just all of the things he's collected in his life. He's not really one to let go of anything. No objects, no keepsakes, no friends, no family, no loved ones. He doesn't like losing things, and so he does his best to make sure that he doesn't. His clothes are orderly and pristine normally, but since the explosion, things have been different. An unwelcome change in his life. You've seen the hunters preparing for something big. You're both afraid, but you have each other. All right, Bryce. Draw the first card.
No way.
No way.
2 of diamonds. The public library here is small, but it had beanbags. The doors are unlocked. You'll be safe here for a little while. I think as we're walking through these streets together, side by side, there is a lot of rubble. Some buildings just kind of desecrated. We're in this small part of the town that's kind of like a mini market in the center of like a neighborhood. And here there would be like a small grocer, a little like pub, the library, some like an ice cream shop, some basketball courts and some public utilities and spaces for gathering, nice community gardens. But a lot of those are defaced, destroyed. But the one thing that remains is that library. And I think as we walk, Bryce kind of points in the direction of it and starts moving alongside with Paul.
Paul sees you point and kind of begrudgingly heaves the satchel over his shoulder. It's not really heavy with supplies. We haven't found much since we've gotten here. Mostly a lot of junk. But I'm here to follow what you say, so I do.
As we push through the doors, like a puff of dust comes across and a smell of paperback. It's somewhat dark in here, but there's still emergency lights that light the place. And Bryce kind of looks around, a little worried what might be hiding in here, and tries to ease himself and muttering a little bit to Paul, he goes, "Kind of looks like the old one from Springfield, huh?" It kind of walks around like the lounge area, the reading corner that they have, and plops down into a beanbag and sinks in deeper and thuds against the floor. He's like, and just, I guess I'm a little too big for these now. And like looks up at Paul with like a very wanting smile.
Paul stands there, looking down at you, trying his best not to let his face show how he feels. But there's a tension here, a quiet, as he does not respond to you, and just kind of rolls his eyes to turn and look between the stacks. There might be like a back room somewhere. I'm sure there's like a staff place. Maybe there's food or something left behind.
You like see as like Bryce kind of like struggles to like get to his feet from out of this beanbag, kind of like stumbling, like fumbling a little bit, and like gets up and like pushes himself up and is like, yeah, I mean, absolutely, I mean, yeah, we can get looking. And he clicks on a flashlight on the end of his rifle and points it around this public library that's now empty. Do you know where that might be? I mean, you ran the chess club. You know libraries better than I do. Yeah, it should be back here. Just follow me, I guess. Paul looks up towards the signs hanging from the ceiling, which point off into the different directions in the library, and sees the one that says the staff area, and will very tensely start walking in that direction, not looking back to see if you follow. Bryce watches him walk past and takes a deep breath and clenches his jaw and fixes his posture and marches behind, following into that break room, guarding the door while Paul searches through all the cabinets and cupboards and boxes.
Yeah, there's some stuff in here, mostly snacks, waters. Should be good for a couple of people, but not too much.
Good, yeah, bring them out. We can, you can carry them the rest of the way.
There's a soft sigh from inside of the room as you hear the sounds of Paul struggling with this like large cardboard box, which is like wider than he is. And he comes walking out of the room, and you see him kind of stop at the door frame, having to lean against the door frame to like partially help hold up the weight of this. Come on, can I get a little bit of help? Just this bigger than me.
There's gotta be a better way to do this. And you like see Bryce like walk back over to that lounge area, and he pulls a combat knife off of a holster near his heart, on his chest and shoulder. He pulls it out and he slices open a part of the bean bag, and he dumps all of the beans inside onto the ground and walks over and starts taking all the supplies from the box into that empty sack and hands it over to Paul.
Paul watches mournfully as the knife rips through the cloth material of the bean bag, watching you dump it out carelessly onto the ground. In the past, maybe he would have said something about this. But as you tuck your gun behind you to open up the bag as I put the books in, I think otherwise. It's now my turn to pull a card. The Ace of Hearts. Your partner turns their back on you for just a handful of moments. What do you do while you're alone? We've already gotten more than I can personally carry, so it's time for us to start heading back. And I think as we're heading back, there is a corner store. It's Jess and Dinah's place. Two old women who worked together. They opened up this little corner store. It had everything you needed, you know, mostly snacks, sodas, magazines, batteries, you know, little household products. It was one of the first places raided through when the SCA came, but it's got a bathroom. and I think Bryce had an emergency that needed to be taken care of that he didn't take care of while we were in the library. So I'm waiting outside while Bryce is relieving himself, holding this bag of snacks and water made from the cloth of a bean bag that we probably used at some point when we were children. And I just kind of stand here and I look down the street at the buildings that had been destroyed, looted, and desecrated. A lot of the SCA members get bored, and, well, the paint supply store had plenty of spray paint cans that no one was going to be using anytime soon, so a lot of the soldiers took it upon themselves to mark up the place, remind everyone that they'd been here in a city that wasn't theirs. And I'm looking at the walls that have been marked up with initials and phallic imagery, and seeing these cartoonish versions of themselves muscly and gunned out. And it's a marvel that I can stand here and look at that and can't do anything about it. All right, Bryce, would you pull the next card?
The Jack of Clubs. You find a liquor store unlocked. Do you take anything? As Bryce finishes up and heads out of the market to meet you back in the street, kind of like, is like, readjusting his vests and bandoliers and gun and uniform, and takes, position behind you to kind of usher as we walk through the street. And as we do, a few blocks of silence, a few more blocks of grunts from Paul carrying a weight too heavy for him, is this small brown rectangular building. The parking lot on a small hill of cracked, untamed asphalt and unpainted lines for parking spaces. A white and red sign that has been battered and broken and only a few letters remain. But from the rows of square windows that align the front on either side of the door, you both recognize this as Pappy's. A liquor store that sat so nestled into this town for such a long time. A place that through growing up kind of passed through your memories until you became of drinking age, and then it became a friend. I think Bryce kind of stops for a moment as we start to kind of get near it. We're a little deeper into the town than I believe other scavengers have gone. I don't know if anyone's really been in here yet. We have plenty of time to check for here.
I haven't been to Pappy's in a hot second. I didn't even know this place was still here.
I feel like it'd take a miracle to make a liquor store go out of business in this town. Do you remember when Craig got that bad fake?
From that guy over in Walton who he moved here, I want to say our junior year, right?
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh yeah, man, I could get you a fake. I got this guy, who knows this other guy, and it was basically on cardboard.
It was really bad.
It was bad.
He tried it. Do you think they still have it on the wall in here?
I don't know if anybody throws anything away here, so probably.
Oh man.
Maybe.
We gotta take that as a souvenir.
Are you calling it a souvenir? I think Paul's demeanor, which had softened a little bit after just we had been silent for a while, the tension while there had kind of lowered to just kind of a numbing thrum in the back of his mind, which allowed for him to open up in this moment. There's just the instant reminder of that Bryce and the other hunters are here to raid this place. This is a vacation for him. Or a game. I don't think Paul has really quite worked out what Bryce thinks exactly. Yeah, sure, I guess. You're gonna have to hold that one, though, because my hands are pretty full, so.
Yeah, of course, man. I just tuck it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of starts, like, ushering, us over to that place, kind of, stomping up that, like, hill that is a little too steep for most cars to get up.
Yeah.
Up into that liquor store. As we get there, what had been like boards over that window, one of like the boards to the windows has been peeled off and is now broken into.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like only one way to get in, and it's through that broken window. He kind of takes his rifle and he uses it to clear any of the glass that's around still in that window, and kind of leans in with his light on his rifle, pointing that, scanning the inside of the building. All right, you can go in first.
Okay. Do you want me to just leave the bag here because that's not going through the window?
Yeah, it's fine, man. You set it down.
Okay. Sets the bag down. The window is low enough for someone of about average height to easily get through. Paul is below average height. And so there's still kind of a struggle of him trying to lift up his weight to get to like clear the window. And so there's like an awkward moment of like him struggling there, I think, for a moment before he finally like makes it all the way onto the other side before like tripping and falling flat on his ass. Fuck.
What are you doing, man? Come on. You kind of see Bryce, like, climb in effortlessly.
Sorry, I'm not built like a linebacker, as he's making his way up.
Come on, man. I'm a fullback. It's different.
I don't care.
You should have done tryouts.
Paul just kind of turns to look at Bryce with, like, the most bewildered look. Me? At my height, I can play football. I didn't want to play football.
But you were fast, man.
Yeah.
And, like, the coordination and all that, like, you can fix it.
I didn't want to play.
You would have liked it, man. I think also, like, it would have got you, like, some friends. You wouldn't have been, like...
What?
Listen, I don't know, man. After I got on the team, you just kind of tucked away, dude.
I mean, yeah, because you were hanging out with your football friends. I'm not on the football team. I don't want to hang out with them.
Well, you could have been, dude.
But I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be in football. I wanted to be in chess, which is what I did.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of starts, like, walking, like, a little bit away. He's like, football's kind of like chess.
Not at all. Oh, hey, look. And Paul points over to the back wall behind the counter where all of the cigarettes and other small things are held. Right on the side of it, facing the large windows leading back out, there is the wall of shame, where all of the IDs that Pappy and the other employees of Pappy's liquor store had collected over the years.
Dude, no way. And you like see like Bryce kind of like slides over the counter and like goes and like and like takes it off the wall and kind of like holds it up like a trophy, like gleaming. Dude, I forgot that they spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, it was a really bad fake.
6'10"? There's no way Greg was 6'10", bro.
No, he was only like a little taller than me.
Oh man. And we thought it would work too. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we were stupid kids back then.
You kind of see he like unbuttons like a chest pocket and kind of slides it in there gently, like taking very, very precious care of it, and kind of buttons it closed. And starts like looking at the back wall where those cigarettes are, and above them is like the high shelf of liquor, like the top shelf. Yeah, we had a lot of weird ideas and thoughts back then. It's like scanning the top shelf, and up there is like a bottle of whiskey that has its own little special glass box with wooden frame. Bryce takes a second to pop that open and kind of marvel at the bottle that's in there that he's never been able to actually touch, let alone taste. And you see for a second, he takes a hip flask from part of his uniform and dumps it out on the ground and begins to fill it with whatever's in this bottle.
Paul watches silently, confused at still seeing his childhood friend in the man that he sees before him. Still impulsive, still boyish. Hey, there's, I guess, do you want us to take any of this stuff? It might fit in the bag, but actually, no, never mind. I'll just mark this down and I'll let them know so they can send someone else out here to do this.
I don't think we're supposed to bring liquor back for anyone anyways.
Oh.
It's prohibited.
Oh. Wait, so your flask then?
Can we keep it between us? It doesn't have, you don't have to tell anyone, man.
Yeah,
like, hey.
I'm not gonna tell on you. I'm not your parents, man.
I know, man.
Do you realize what's going on? Like, you understand our dynamic, right?
I'm like your boss.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess if my boss had a gun on me.
I mean, police officers are kind of like bosses. They usually make sure that you, like, don't do anything bad.
That's certainly a way to look at that, huh? Yeah, sure. Whatever, forget I said anything. I'm not gonna tell.
Hey, man, I didn't want to do this.
Do what? Steal liquor?
You know me, man. I never wanted to, like, have a gun or anything. I was supposed to be playing on a college team and maybe go pro. Like, you know, I'm not on the front lines or anything, like, fighting anyone.
Okay.
You know, we're just here to make sure people are safe. We're, like, kind of like firefighters, right?
Firefighters don't carry guns.
I haven't even used it. I don't want to use it.
Okay. Cool. I don't know what you're gonna, like, I don't know what you're looking from me. I'm gonna be honest, Bryce.
Listen, we can keep the flask between us. If you want to take anything, I'm not going to tell. It's okay.
I don't want to take anything. I want to go home.
Okay. Sorry, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, like, as Bryce kind of, like, you know, closes the flask and puts the bottle back up into the box as if it'll be eventually sold to someone. He slides over the counter and he, like, takes, like, a couple dollars from his back pocket and, like, puts it in the tip jar and starts to kind of help Paul to get out the window.
All right, I'm gonna draw a card. The King of Hearts. Here is where you had your first kiss. Where are you? And who did you kiss? Ask your partner what became of them. It's getting later in the day as we make our way from Pappy's liquor store all the way back to the makeshift camp that the SCA has made in the center of the city by the stranger statue. And I think as we're making our way there, we pass by a park. It's one of those small parks that's in the middle of a commercial area with 2 strip malls on either side of it and enough walkways around a central fountain to make it convenient for dog walkers and people with children to have a third space without dedicating too much space for them. It was here where Paul had his first kiss. It wasn't that long after we had been assigned to families here in Cornwall. We were 16, in high school, freshly given our roles, and I had met someone. It's over by the fountain. Right at the foot of it, there is a plaque on the side of it. This fountain was in memoriam of the founder of Cornwall, one of those early settlers of the Sublime. It was here that Paul had his first date with Serena. She was another student at the school that we went to, and I don't know, back in our world, Paul never had the courage to really ever talk to anyone. And there was this moment here in the Sublime, within the first couple of months that we were here, that someone actually came to talk to him. And it was Serena, and she asked to go out with him, and him, the scrawny little nerd that he was, said yes, because what else do you say when someone so beautiful asks you to go out to like dinner on a weekend after school without any kind of studying or project being involved? It was strange, and so he said yes, and they went on a date, and it was fun, and he had a lot of fun, and it was wonderful. And they were here at the fountain at the end of it all, after they went out to get something to eat, came for a nice walk in the park, came by this beautiful fountain as the sun was setting, and she pulled him in for a kiss. And it felt like nothing. I think as we're standing here now, as Paul finds himself staring at the plaque, remembering that moment, he does something unconsciously, like if we were children again, and just kind of says out loud, kind of to Bryce, but really to no one, "Whatever happened to Serena?"
Bryce takes a second. You can feel a tension build between you, a discomfort. He kind of moves back and forth on his feet, his various belts and gun kind of rattling. And he goes and he kind of scratches the back of his neck, and he goes, "Oh, you don't know?"
There's a certain tone to your voice that makes Paul turn. It's the kind of tone when something bad has happened. No, wait, what happened?
I don't know. I don't know all of it. I don't know every single bit of it. I just heard it from a few people.
What happened?
I guess after graduation. I guess before graduation.
What the fuck happened, Bryce?
She didn't want her role, man.
Fuck. Paul kind of slowly gets lower, finding himself sitting beside the plaque against this fountain that's no longer running. Fuck.
Clara and Thomas tried to go after her and tried to talk some sense into her, man. But she was just going on and on about, like, how much she hates the stranger. And I was like, chill, man, chill. You have to, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna ruin your life. And she wouldn't listen. I don't know where she is. But that's the last time we saw her. That's why Clara was crying at graduation, dude.
I didn't know. Fuck, it's all my fault.
That's not your fault. And you kind of see Bryce walk over to try and start comforting Paul, not in any sort of physical way, but just in the way that men comfort each other, and that standing close enough is almost like a hug. And he kind of squats down a little bit and puts his gun on his back. I mean, that was months after y'all's thing. She was always kind of like that.
Look, I know, but if I had just gone with it, she would have been fine.
What do you mean gone with it, man? She was fucking nuts.
She was not nuts. She was nice. She's wonderful. She was fine. You were just an asshole, and no one ever really... It's hard when, that's your role, and, you've got to, you don't know. You don't get it. Of course you don't get it. Why would you get it?
What do you mean? What?
Being the role of mother? Come on! If you don't find someone in high school, that's kind of it for you.
Yeah, but I know people who do it it's a pretty sweet gig, man. You don't gotta work.
It's a sweet gig?
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that fucking hard, dude. You put a baby out or something? Come on, dude.
Jesus Christ, you're a fucking child, man.
What?
You don't, you don't just spit out children. That's you have to be committed to a person. You have to hope that someone is actually committed to you so you can raise a child together, raise potentially children together. Who knows how long the stranger wants you to be a mother? And then what it does to the body? And what it does to your relationships when the whole reason why you are tied to a person is because... Never mind. Sorry.
I know girls who'd kill to have that role, man.
Just... Let's stop fucking talking about this. Let's fucking stop talking about this.
I don't know what I said. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
It's... whatever.
Listen. You were good to her. And maybe I don't quite get it. I just... When the alternative is to go over... and to become one of those things, man, it seems like a simple choice. And I'm sorry if we don't see eye and eye in that.
Yeah. I'm sorry we don't too.
He puts a hand to try and help you up.
I don't take it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you'll go ahead and pull.
The 8 of clubs. The wind whips past you, and a book, pulled from some house or shop, hits your body as it's tugged along. I think as we're leaving this park, and we're kind of walking in some silence, the wind starts roaring and blustering about. Some of these shops that are along this strip mall, a lot of them are in various states of destruction or disrepair or looting, and a lot of their contents are kind of scattered into the parking lots in front of them, into some of the park as well. And as the wind picks up, almost like these small cyclones kind of form for a minute, like dust devils almost, but full of debris, of various children's toys and home goods and books. And one of them kind of whips and sends a book flying at Bryce, and it kind of hits him and checks him in his back. And for a second, you see him, he kind of yelps for a minute, and he grabs his rifle and he spins around, looking for somebody or something. And he starts shouting and yelling into the distance, asking who it is, until a moment passes and he recognizes that no one was there. It was just one of these whirlwinds. And he looks at his feet, and there is a small paperback novel called Clock Tower Assassins. It's this pulpy fantasy series, something that they read, something that they're familiar with. And he kind of takes a second, breathes, and he's like, I don't, it was nothing. It was just I think we're fine. I don't think there's anyone here. You see he's visibly shaken.
I think as Bryce turns back to where Paul is, you see Paul has gotten as low as he can, is scrunched over with hands over his head as if he was prepared for you to fire.
Mm-hmm.
And after hearing your kind of stuttering appraisal of the moment, slowly turns to look back with the eyes of a frightened animal. The kind of look when a deer that has had to cross the same road so many times and knows of the danger of cars has to look one dead in the headlights, wondering if it's going to stop this time.
We're okay, man. We can get up. We can keep moving. It's nothing. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you okay? Anything hit you?
No, just... I'm fine. Just watch where you point that thing.
He like very like readily like lowers it quickly and like, you know, make sure it's like in like proper position. It's like, yeah, sorry.
I think Paul looks down towards the book on the ground, recognizing its cover. Looks like they got you this time.
I never saw him coming.
No one ever did.
Some say they can hide between the seconds. He kind of smiles really big. I think it's like that's like one of like the catchphrases from like the titles.
Mm-hmm. I think Paul is having a hard time finding humor in this moment. Yeah. Hiding in between the seconds and all. Yeah. Let's just keep moving.
Yeah. This is, you know, it's kind of like when we used to play Assassins as kids, you know?
It's nothing like that.
Oh, come on. You remember running around the neighborhood in the dark and we try and see if we could get to the other side without people seeing us?
Yes, I remember. Those were good times, Bryce, but this is nothing like that. This isn't a game.
His like face like drops. And he looks anywhere but at you. And kind of like kicks the book at his feet and keeps walking a little bit.
All right. Next card. The Four of Spades. You feel like you can predict the timing of the hunter's searchlight, and you make a break for the next piece of cover in a hurry. Pull a block fast. I think it's the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Paul is wary of Bryce with his new position of power, his new tools of power, but he strangely seems like the same kid he knew then. So he feels like maybe he can open up to him. Maybe Bryce is just still a stupid kid and needs to be shown what's up and see what's going on. And so I think in the morning, as we were getting our stuff together, Paul went to Bryce and said, "Hey, look, there's something I need to show you. And we have to keep this, you know, between us, but I think there's something that you really need to see. But we have to go quickly, and we can't let anybody know. Will you trust me?"
You see Bryce doing math in his head, probably for the first time in your life. He stands there in silence for probably 30 seconds that feel like years. Years of time in which this person became someone that you don't know anymore. And before answering yes, you see him reach to make sure his weapons are all on him and his body armor is on him. He goes, "I can follow you, but we have to be quick."
Yeah, we'll be quick.
And nothing, please.
I'm not trying to hurt you, Bryce. There's something I think you need to see.
I can't tell anyone?
No, it's got to stay between us. Right? The SCA can't know.
Paul, I'm not supposed to do this, man. And if I do...
Come on, please. Bryce, I'm begging you here. I want to be able to trust you.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no, dude. I'm not... I just
need to be able to trust you with this.
I want to, man. It's just if we fuck this up, then it's my ass, and I don't know what they'll do.
Bryce, some things are bigger than you.
I don't know what they'll do to you, man.
I already know what they will do to me. It's nothing new. It's nothing they haven't done to people before. You know what they will do to me, and I've accepted that. But Bryce, I really need you to trust me here. There are people's lives who depend on this.
You see that kind of like scans around and sees that like the other hunters that are around are like basically fucking off, just like doing nothing, like kids in latchkey trying to pass time. Kind of takes a deep breath. It's like, fine. Okay. Yeah. You see for a moment like you meet eyes, and you see the scared kid you used to know, the one who, before coming into the Sublime, was terrified of the jocks who used to get bullied alongside you, who you spent hours at the arcade standing next to at the same cabinet, who you went on family vacations together with. You see the same eyes you saw when you first both came into the Sublime.
All right, I will now roll 2d20. That is a 10 and 11.
Oh, Jesus. Those numbers are a little too close.
We now have 2 numbers on the board.
Oh, God.
We find a gap in the security at camp, a place where none of the soldiers are watching. It is through there that we make our way back into the city, into the darker places further beyond the reach of the SCA for now. It is past the threshold of the soldiers' markings of these cities, and into the places where the graffiti of the real people, the people who live here, mark the walls of their homes and businesses. We find a place, not yet looted by the Sublime County Army, that has been marked with the symbol of a white dove. I think that's where that scene's going to end, and then whatever card you are going to pull will give us the framework for what this place is.
Okay, understood. The 2 of spades. This was your classroom years and years ago. You don't know all the names of the children you found here or their teacher, but she whispers that she'd be happy for you to help if you could offer it. Dude.
What does this place look like? What do we find?
This building with the white dove is Cornwall High, and as Bryce and Paul sneak their way into this building, halls they know, each corner, each locker, each classroom holding memories for both of them, holding people they used to know and that are somewhere out in the Sublime doing other things, or back clustered in the survivors who have already been quarantined off by the SCA. But there's one classroom tucked away that most people forget about, even the students here. It's an art room in the basement that has its door through another classroom, a woodworking shop. And as you make your way through the woodworking shop, and the machine's cold and silent, Paul opens the door, and inside is a collection of young freshman students from like 13 to 14, a couple of them in various states of becoming animals. And the teacher herself is Miss Bailey, one of the school's favorite teachers, the one that kids felt seen and heard by, the one that Bryce and Paul would talk about how cool she was and how they felt like adults and treated like equals in her class. How being in her class, Bryce was excited for art, something that he had washed his hands of as he got older. And she is a doe person, still bipedal, not fully quadruped yet. And just like Paul, she looks at Bryce with these big eyes as if there's a semi-truck barreling down the road at her. And she looks to the both of us and says, Oh, stranger, please. And like puts her hands up as it covers, like, we're children, please.
No. It's just me. It's Paul.
Oh, Paul, please.
I brought some. I got some, and Paul reaches into the satchel that he surreptitiously had filled with some of the supplies back at camp that he has brought for the teacher and these children. And I think it becomes very clear to Bryce in this moment that Paul knew everyone was here and has been keeping it a secret. And has potentially been bringing supplies to them over, the course of the last few weeks. Now, Bryce, look, I know I know normally this is something that you would have to bring in, right? You would have to tell them that there are citizens here that need to be evacuated or otherwise questioned. And look, I understand that is normally your protocol, but look, we really need to get them out of here. We need to get them out of Cornwall, get them somewhere else. Some of these kids need medical attention that the SCA just is not ready to provide, and it doesn't seem like y'all are getting ready to let us out of here anytime soon. And I don't know when the construction crew is coming, so we really just got to get them out of here quickly.
Dude, you know what you're asking me to do, right? Like, why are they here? I mean, they're supposed to be rounded up, dude. We have everyone safe in the place. Like, we don't need...
They need medical attention. There are supplies and things that the SCA don't know. They just don't know how to do. We don't have the resources for, and they would get, you know what they would do. They would get so caught up in trying to process everyone and get them all singled out that people wouldn't get the actual help they need, and some of these kids would get worse. You know how they would treat them.
Paul, these people are turning.
Yes, they're turning, but they are kids. They are children. All right? And if they're going to get back on the stranger's path, maybe find some kind of healing or something like that, then they can do that. But they can't do that here.
What about her? And you see Bryce look at Mrs. Bailey, and they make eye contact. And there's like a part of her that breaks when she recognizes who this young man is, and he doesn't see her. He can't really tell who she actually is. For a second, she goes, "Oh, Bryce, I promise, I am just looking for these kids. I've done nothing. I was cooperating with the SCA up until this point. I just knew that they wouldn't treat these kids right. I knew..." "Oh, stranger, art kids always have an attitude. They always, even when you were in my class, right? They can figure it out. They just need a little bit of time, and I don't think the soldiers in the SCA are going to give them that time, Bryce."
Bryce, please, we're not asking. You don't gotta do nothing too much. It's just, there's a way out of the city, and we just need you to help keep the SCA away from the path. Just, if you can take up the watch there or something, get your schedule switched with someone, you can be the person to watch that path, and so they can just slip on out. No one would know.
Paul, I need time. I need time to figure this out.
How much time?
I don't know.
Could you do it by tomorrow? I'm not saying it has to be done today, but tomorrow, the next day, soon. These kids need help.
It's possible. I just...
Okay.
What if one of these kids is the people that are destroying everything?
They are children, Bryce. They aren't anarchists.
I know.
They're just children who got a little lost. That could have been either one of us.
Just give me a second. Give me a second. And he starts like yelling, and the kids and Miss Bailey are scared, and they kind of shrink even more. And you see him like kind of like gripping onto like his rifle a bit firmer.
Paul looks down towards Bryce's hand gripping the butt of his rifle. Let's take this conversation outside, all right? The kids don't have to listen to this.
Okay. And you see him scan the room. What are the two kids that are becoming animals becoming?
I think one of them is turning into a tree frog. You can see that their skin has lost the hair and definition of human skin and is getting that kind of mucusy, slimy look as their skin, which was once, you can tell, like a darker brown, is now getting a greenish tint to it, and you can start to see the darker colorations of some kind of pattern on it. And their eyes are just a little too far apart from each other, and the pupils are not quite right. And I think the other is beginning to turn into a clownfish. You can see as alongside their neck is this wet, thick cotton towel that's been wrapped around, and it is damp and soaking wet. They aren't wearing a shirt underneath it, but they're wearing like a maybe like a varsity jacket that's a little too big for them over it. But there is this wet towel that I think one of the kids is actively like pouring one of the water bottles that Paul brought like into it, trying to make sure that it stays moist around the entire circumference of it. And you can see as their hair has fully fallen out, and their bald scalp, you can see the colorations, like the darker colorations of a clownfish starting to come up, and their skin is beginning to poke up a bit as if a dorsal fins are starting to like sprout alongside their head and spine.
Okay, and they kind of step out away from that classroom. Bryce kind of like watching the scene as he walks away, not taking his eyes off of it, until Paul closes the door and kind of conceals it as it was.
Look, I know this is a lot.
A lot? This is everything, dude.
This is...
I don't think you get it, man. Like, this is what they were warning us about. This is why I'm here.
These are children. These are children.
I know, man. I'm scared.
So are they. And they are turning. And they need medical help.
I see it, dude. I don't even know what the fuck is going on in there, man. I've never seen anything like that. Those people are really far.
Yes, they are. That's how things are here. And I don't know what the fuck you've been doing outside of this town where you haven't seen it, but like, this is what it is. It is hard for some people.
Bryce kind of starts like pacing back and forth and is like, they told us to look out for people like this, and I don't know. I can't tell the difference, man. I don't know.
You can't tell the difference between like someone who would blow up a city and a freshman in high school? Come on! What is wrong with you?
People are capable of crazy shit, man.
Come on. Bryce, I really need you for this.
I know, I'm thinking. I don't want to put more people in danger.
You're not putting anyone in danger. They are actively in danger. You would be helping them. You would be saving them. What is going to happen? What's going to happen if you turn them in? If you go back right now, turn them into the SCA, they're going to march down here. They're going to take her away from those kids. They're going to take those kids up there. They're going to process them for what? How many days? And then they're going to ration out their water, not in the same way as they should be getting water. They're going to be getting less water than they should because they think they only need as much water as we do, but they need more.
No, you're right. And the backlog is up to a week now.
God.
The processing is taking weeks.
Stranger, look, please, Bryce.
I know.
No one would have to know. You just get your schedule switched, and you just look the other way when they go through. That's it. Please, Bryce. You would be doing good. Actual good.
I know, man. I'm not saying no.
I need a yes. I need a yes. Please. For me. And I think Paul reaches out and puts a hand on your arm, gripping at it desperately. And I think it's a similar motion that Paul has done to Bryce before when they were children. Just tears in his eyes, and grabbing at his childhood friend's arm, desperate for help, for support in this moment.
Okay. But you need to be sure these people are safe. I don't want to put more people at risk, man.
I promise you, they are safe.
Okay. I'll do it. And as he says that, something starts to like change in him. I don't know if either of them really notice it. Maybe his head kind of twitches back and forth a little bit more than it used to, almost on a swivel as he looks back and forth. But something's a little different.
All right. The 6 of clubs. How long has it been since the hunters arrived? It's been 3 weeks since the hunters arrived. Master Sergeant Brittany and the hunters came the day after the explosion. None of us knew what had happened. None of us had any answers. It was just one day, in the middle of the day, there was the sound as the air was separated and filled by something far more necessary. And then the sounds of death and destruction. And then there was silence and screams, then mourning and silence again. And then there were the sounds of boots marching into our city. I think it's later that day. I think we've made our way back to that park from before, at the water fountain. And it's just the 2 of us, as the stars light the night sky. And it's quiet here, in this corpse of a place that used to be our hometown. And as we sit here in the silence between our planning, as I stare up at the sky, I just say, again, out loud, kind of to Bryce, but maybe also to myself, I don't know when the last time I got a good night's sleep was. I feel like every night is just the stress of wondering what I'm going to have to do tomorrow, that I feel like I don't really sleep at all.
I don't sleep much either. The barracks, the cots, feels... When we first got here, it felt like a camping trip, you know?
A camping trip?
I don't know, you remember? You know, the week that they have in high school, we all went out.
Yeah, no, I remember the camping trip. Bryce, this isn't a camping trip. This isn't a game.
I know. It's just easier to think of things like that. It's more comfortable. I'm sharing a tent with all these guys I don't know. And some of them, I don't know, I hear them talking and they talk about this place like it's a battleground, man. They section off parts of the neighborhoods like sectors. And I hear them talking about how, like, you know, oh, we got one in Sector 3. And they laugh about it and they cheer and they clap. And I think about if you didn't partner with us, that could be you, man.
That I'm going to be some number in a sector somewhere.
Yeah. It could be, I don't know. I don't know who still lives here. Or did, I guess. And you see for a second, as we're chatting, he takes a deep breath. And he pulls that hip flask out. And he takes a swig. I'll pull a block from the tower.
Okay.
That is a 12.
10, 11, and 12 have been marked off. I think when Paul sees you take a swig of the flask, he's got this kind of stern face on, hearing the way that you talk about your fellow soldiers and the situation you find yourself in. And I get up from over by the fountain where I've planted myself, and I walk over towards you, and I make the motion as I reach out my hand to give me some.
He hands it over to you.
And I'll take a swig from it, and I will also pull a block. That's also a 12.
That's fucking perfect.
I take a swig from it, and you watch as my face scrunches from the burn of the whiskey. Well, now I can't tell anyone, because I'm an accomplice, so.
It's good. Not as good as I thought it was going to be, though.
I've actually had this before. couple of years ago, when I graduated from community college. Me and some friends, we got together, we were all graduating, and, I always remembered how much I wanted to try it, and so it felt like a good time to do it. There were a lot of people there that, I don't know, I think you would have liked to have seen grow up, maybe. There's like Chance and Lauren,
Yeah.
Dennis.
Are they still here? I haven't seen them at the processing facility.
Paul kind of looks down, back at the flask in his hand. I haven't seen any of them since the explosion. I'm going to take another drink.
Bryce is just gonna kind of sit there with his head in his hands, just... Fuck.
That's a 20.
Damn.
And I hand the flask back to you. I can only hope that they're somewhere here. Maybe they found somewhere to lie low. Or maybe they got out entirely. That's all I can hope, but I haven't. Hope is all I've got. Hope that I can help whoever's here and maybe find someone else who might need it.
It'll be okay. He kind of looks up at you. It's like kind of like a tear streaming out one of the corner of his eyes, but he's too proud to actually let himself cry. Everything's gonna figure itself out. They probably just got scattered or something. He looks at you and he's like, here's to hope. And he kind of takes the last swig of the whiskey in the flask. I'm gonna roll. It is a 5.
Here's to hope. Hoping they didn't end up a number in a sector.
Bryce kind of stares up at the sky and goes a little silent. And he lets his gun kind of fall from the position resting against the playground, into the gravel laying on its side, making that all familiar kind of crunch and swish that gravel makes when you step through it. Queen of Hearts, someone you know got married in this garden. The marriage has ended now. As, we're sitting on this playground, there's kind of a look around the park. There's still that big kind of wooded procession area. Kind of uses a common ground. There's a big clearing in some of the trees. And you see as Bryce kind of stares at it for a second. I heard that, I heard that Connor and Kaylee, ended up getting pregnant senior year and kind of tied the knot in the park.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was pretty nice. It was, it was nice. I got the feeling that they were mostly together because their roles just kind of worked together, where he was a caretaker and, she was an entrepreneur, so she had to, she started that cleaning business and he helped make it happen, and then they got pregnant and it just, it felt like it worked at the time, I think. But I guess you wouldn't have heard. He got drafted. And he did not return.
Fuck. Connor was in the front lines?
That's what they say, or that's what they told us, I guess. Had someone from the SCA come and, uniformed up and, knocked on the door and she just bursted out crying,
Fuck. Man.
2 of them moved out to that new place, what's it called? It's got that stupid ass name. Quiet Little Town, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's some place that I figured you would know this. It's that place that they're building up with all those veterans.
Yeah, I didn't know that Kaylee was there.
I mean, she moved recently, thankfully, before all of this happened.
Thank stranger.
Yeah, thank the stranger.
I feel like, I don't know, I missed so many of the people. And like as he's talking, flashlights start like scanning across this park over where those trees are, where the wedding was held. And through some of the tree line, we see blinding orbs scanning this park. And Bryce goes, shit. And like you see him like jump down from the playground and like grab his rifle and like pull the collar of your shirt as trying to pull you to get out of sight before they get too close. I will now roll 2 die.
Oh God.
That is a 16 and a 14.
Oh.
I know. That was close.
That was close. All right, I'm gonna draw. The 10 of clubs. You've sprained something and it hurts to move, but you can lean on your friend.
And so I grab your collar and I pull you.
I fall along with you, a little off balance after these 2 large swigs of whiskey, and I think my foot catches the space in between 2 concrete tiles, and my ankle twists in a way that it shouldn't as I fall to the ground. That is a 17 and a 7.
Oh God, you can't look at me like that when you roll. Oh my God. My fucking heart sank, dude.
Paul falls to the ground hard. Fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. And you can see that he's trying to hold in the yelling as he reaches for his ankle, curling himself up in a fetal position, writhing in a red hot pain.
Bryce is a few steps ahead and looks back and hears and sees this happen and looks up to the lights that are still a bit a ways off, and he scoops up Paul, carrying him in his arms easily. His gun moved to his back instead. It's fine, I got us, and starts heaving and running with Paul down the length of this park, making sure to stay hidden behind trees, getting as far away as he can away from these searchlights.
When was the last time Bryce held Paul like this?
I think when we first got in the Sublime. 6 of spades. For the first time, you are retracing your path. I think running from these searchlights with you in arms. Bryce remembers the trip that we made earlier, remembers Pappy's, remember how untouched and hidden it was, remembers the back room, that there's medical supplies, a first aid kit, something to help. And he starts heading that direction and running with you in arm. And I think as we get to that hill where that brown building sits, there's now a generator with a spotlight on the building and people moving around it. The door is now all wide open and soldiers with guns standing around it, taking things out of it. I'll pull a block.
What did you roll, Marceline?
The result is a 5.
Fuck you.
There was a moment it stood on a 12 before rolling over. I think as Bryce is running this way, he gets to that hill, he rounds the corner, in his mind imagining this safe haven, this place to tuck away, the place where it can all be okay, and we'll roll over and we'll be fine. Things can go back to normal until he sees that building being ripped apart and drained of every last drop inside of it. And he looks to Paul and he's like, the neighborhood, we can hide in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, there's gotta be some house. Oh, fuck, this hurts. There's gotta be some house somewhere.
It's okay, we're gonna be okay.
Fuck.
We're gonna be okay.
I think I broke it. Fuck.
It's fine. He puts his forehead to Paul's forehead for a second. It's like, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be okay. and he takes off like a fucking train, heading for the neighborhood.
Okay. Oof, man, this took such a wild turn, and I love it.
This game is so good, man. I told you.
Good. Okay.
Wait, what'd you...
The King of Clubs. You've been carrying something heavy for a while now. What is it? I think as Bryce bursts through one of the doors of a house that had already been raided along a street of similar-looking houses, he runs into the living room, trying to find a place to set Paul down on a couch somewhere comfortable. And as you toss Paul down onto this old couch, carefully, gently, as you should be with someone who's in so much pain, something falls out of his pocket. A small black pistol, 9mm. It's the same kind of pistol given to each of the SCA soldiers. Something that must have been taken from camp. Paul hasn't noticed that it's fallen out yet. He's curled up, holding his ankle, breathing deeply, trying to hold in his screams. Oh, fuck. There's gotta be some ice. Can you give me some ice? Please, can you give me some ice?
Bryce is frozen. What the fuck is that, man?
What the fuck is ice? What is ice? What the fuck are you talking about? What's ice? Come on, fuck!
Bryce grabs it and grabs the pistol and pulls it. What the fuck is this?
Paul freezes, still holding himself in pain, but seeing what he's dropped. Bryce, I can explain, I swear, I'm sorry.
Bro, what the fuck?
Bryce, please, I'm sorry, please, I can explain, I'm sorry, just, fuck, please, I'm sorry.
You see Bryce coming to grasps in his head. His thoughts a little clouded from a little bit of whiskey. How long have you fucking had this, man? Fuck, you could have fucking killed me, man.
No, I wouldn't. I wasn't going to kill you. It was just for self-defense. I promise. I only took it this morning. Just in case.
In case of what, dude? I'm one of your guards, man.
I'm sorry. I can explain. Fuck. And I wince in pain as I reach down, having twisted my foot just a little too far in a way that I shouldn't. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. If you were going to tell. I didn't know. I didn't know. But I wanted to trust you. I wanted to. And I was right to, right? I was right to trust you.
And what if you weren't?
But I was right.
And Bryce looks down and sees the holster on his belt is empty. Fuck.
You would have done the same if you were me. You would have done the exact same. I had to make sure those kids were safe.
I told you I'd do it, man. What are you gonna
Exactly. Exactly. You told me you were gonna do it, and so but I wasn't sure.
Fuck.
Please, I'm sorry. I had to be sure. I just had to be sure.
How can I fucking trust you, man?
I didn't use it. Fuck! What do you want from me?
I don't know.
Please, Bryce. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. Give me a second. And you see him, he puts it into his holster and he clips he puts two of the of both straps and clicks them and pulls them very, very tight around it. Fuck. Sit there. I'll find something. And he goes into the kitchen trying to find something to kind of help, ice or a splint or something. But you see that, as he does that, he keeps his, rifle in one of his hands at the side at the ready. he finally finds some, like, bandages, and he goes and he takes one of, like, the dilapidated kitchen chairs, and he, like, stomps on it and snaps the back of it, and uses some of the splintered wood to make a makeshift splint around your ankle to kind of hold it a bit more sturdy.
Fuck.
Paul.
Yes.
You can't fucking do that shit, man.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I'm sorry. I was scared. And I
I'm
didn't know
scared,
what to
dude.
do. But you have a gun. You were scared and you have a gun.
I have a gun for both of us.
I didn't know if that was true or not.
You fucking know me, dude.
Do I? Bryce? You've been gone for 6 years, Bryce. And then you show up with them.
I had to go do my role. There's no team to play for here.
I know.
I didn't want to leave.
I know. But you did.
The other choice was to become some animal, man. It was either leave and go play on this team, or what?
I don't know, Bryce. I don't know. I'm sorry.
If I stayed, I would have been on the other side of that war, and I would be dead.
You're right.
And if I'm 100 miles somewhere else, at least I'm alive and I have my memories of the people I care about. And I have a dream that I can come back and visit. Not like this. This is the first time I've been back. And the town I cared about isn't even here anymore, man. The people I cared about are scattered to the wind, or dead, or injured, or stealing guns in fear of me. They sent me here to find an enemy, and all I see are scared people. And I can't tell who wants to hurt me and who doesn't, in a place that is supposed to be my home.
I don't want to hurt you, Bryce. I don't want to hurt you.
I know, Paul. You couldn't if you wanted to. But the people in that park, the people at that liquor store, they want to hurt you. Us talking as much as we have. I get a lot of shit.
So what are you gonna do, Bryce?
I'm gonna help with the kids. I'm gonna do what I can.
Thank you.
But if we aren't careful, we're both gonna die.
You're right.
I can't stand seeing these people tear this place apart more than it already is.
I know how you feel. I've felt that every single day for the past 3 weeks. And I've spent all that time afraid that you were one of the people tearing it down with them.
I wish so dearly that instead of a gun, I had hammers and nails to build this place back up from the dirt. I'm sorry. As he says that dirty blonde hair starts to go a little red, and a bit of his nose starts to kind of grow a little longer. Not enough to notice. A little bit of his physicality starts to change.
I think that's a good place to end that scene. You're next. Oh, that doesn't count.
The Joker, baby.
I'm the Joker, baby.
We're supposed to take the Joker out. The Joker, baby. All right. The Queen of Diamonds. I think as we finish up this conversation and things go a little silent in the room, you start to look around where you are. You are in Bryce's family's home, and creaking, breaking all the silence, is the run-down playground in the backyard, and swings moving by themselves and the chains rattling. Bryce's mind goes to a place looking at those swings, thinking about when he got accepted to play on a college team and breaking the news to Paul that he was gonna go into a different college. He looks at Paul and he goes, I guess Dad stopped oiling it after I left.
Yeah, probably. No one around to use it. What's the point?
Yeah. You always hated it anyways. It was an eyesore.
I always appreciated it. Didn't have a playground like this at my place.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah.
And Bryce kind of looks down at your ankle and is like, that's not the first time. I remember we used to jump off of it just to see who could get further, pretending to be some kind of heroes or something running around.
I don't know why I kept trying. I was always so bad at it. Couldn't get the right angle of the swing down.
Oh, I know we could teach you. We'd figure it out. You're good at learning. Always been.
Yeah, well, that's if there's any swing left for me to learn on after all this.
It'll be all right. I'm sorry I never came back to visit.
I missed you,
I know. I missed you too. It's harder to make friends here than I thought it'd be.
What, in the army? Or just in general?
In the Sublime.
Yeah. I barely remember what it was like outside of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember having too many friends out there either.
You had me. He kind of punches you in the arm.
Yeah. I had you. And then you left, so had to learn to make more.
Seems like you did a good job.
I did the best with what I had, I think. People here are good.
You're one of those people.
You could be too. It's not too late.
Yeah. I think as we kind of sit in this living room, tucked away, trying to stay a little quiet as we see lights kind of go down the streets of this neighborhood as the swing creaks back and forth for a little while. And you try and grit your teeth through the pain of your ankle. It's your draw.
Man, we are not getting any of these twos.
Yeah, it's not looking good for us.
But we're also not getting a lot of things that are making us pull, so. The Queen of Spades. You notice as you cross from street to street that someone has built a community garden where there used to be an abandoned house. It is thriving. I think we're starting to make our way back towards camp, through the darker, less patrolled areas, trying to find our way back in the quietest and least observed way possible so that we can sneak back in and pretend nothing is wrong. And as we're making our way there, we pass by this plot of land in between two brownstones, both of which have had their doors kicked open and their insides plundered for all that could be used. But in the space between these two houses are 6 plots, rectangular wooden frames with soil and small sprouts that have not quite borne fruit. Years and years ago, before Bryce left, this was the house of Old Man Crotchet. He died when we were in our junior year, and no one moved in after. And so it was empty for a long time. But now, it's a garden, with plants waiting to sprout. As Bryce is kind of helping Paul move, I think Paul is kind of slumped over one of your shoulders as you're helping him stay off his sprained ankle as you all are going. I think Paul is the one who sees this first and kind of points it out to Bryce and goes, "Okay, this is going to sound real stupid, but can we stop here really quick?"
The gardens?
Yeah, right here. Just, I need to sit down for a second.
Yeah, it's fine. He kind of sets you on the edge of one of them and very quickly starts doing that same kind of cocking his head rapidly back and forth looking.
Thanks. I just wanted to... And you see as Paul kind of turns back to look inside of the planter, And you see as his hands kind of like move through the soil, almost observing the different plants here, checking in on them. Okay. Good. I'll water them in the morning, and these are doing fine. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's keep moving.
I think Bryce was too busy paying attention to like what was around, and kind of noticed that you took some gentle care of this bed, but nothing more. And it's like, I think internalizes that like this is something that you've like taken care of and done. Kind of picks you back up and starts moving along.
All right.
I'll draw a card. Queen of Clubs. The clouds are getting heavy with rain. You seek shelter in an unlocked greenhouse. I think around these community gardens there is like a large greenhouse that we start moving towards instead of going back to the street as it starts to pour down on us, raining heavily, drenching. And we get inside and we close the door for a second. I think looking around inside the greenhouse, Bryce starts seeing some workbenches and some symbols and icons of a white dove. This greenhouse is not just helping to grow food, but helping to grow resistance. And Bryce kind of looks at Paul. Is this part of the kids?
Something like that. It's a bit bigger than just the kids. But yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a sign of our community, our resistance, our trying to hold on to something here, Bryce. The white dove is the sign of a rebellion.
Are you one of them?
Come on, Bryce, you can't be.
I'm serious.
Things have changed since you've been gone.
You're the one who blew this place up?
No. Absolutely not. No. We don't know what happened. We don't know how that happened. It wasn't us. We are just a community organization getting resources and supplies and medicine to people who need it, who otherwise wouldn't get it.
But you call yourself a rebellion?
Because that's what that looks like to you all. Helping those kids, you went through that yourself, right? Thinking of the danger that it is just to save some children. What else could I call it? What else could we call it?
Then who set that off?
We don't know. I just said that. I don't know. We were just getting medicine and food and supplies to help people who were changing and that's all we do. That is all we do, Bryce. Whoever did that explosion wasn't us. And we aren't anarchists. So maybe it was them, but we are just trying to help people.
I don't know the difference.
Come on, Bryce. How can you not know the difference between trying to help kids get medicine and blowing up a fucking city, Bryce? Use your fucking head for once. Stop letting people tell you what to think. Think about it. Does it feel right that you felt bad about trying to get kids to a hospital rather than shacking them up in a tent for a week?
It just doesn't make sense.
Of course it doesn't make sense. None of this fucking makes any sense.
I'm supposed to be one of the good guys.
Oh my God, Bryce. It is not that simple. It is not that simple. This isn't a football game, Bryce. This is the real fucking world. I have watched so many people change because they were given roles that didn't fit them. Because something happened one day and they realized this doesn't work for them. And they were given a death sentence because of it. And not just a quick and easy one. They were changed. Slowly and painfully, one by one. So Some of them were kids, Bryce. You saw them.
I know. The only way I know to protect them is to stop them from changing.
You can't stop people from changing who've already been changed. How do you help them? Why do we keep forgetting about them?
Because I don't know how... When I look at them and I let myself care and I let myself see them as children, I can see the people on the other side, and it stops making sense.
Then that should tell you something, Bryce. And Paul kind of hobbles up, off of the thing and, takes, a couple of very unsteady steps towards you and kind of trips and falls into you, holding both of your arms, kind of pulling you close so that you can't look away from him. If that doesn't make sense, Bryce, then that should tell you something. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe all of this is wrong. Maybe the stranger is wrong.
I think in a moment, Bryce goes still and quiet, and he's shaken and confused, and he picks up a pot, an empty clay pot, and he goes, it doesn't make sense, and he throws the pot against the glass of the greenhouse. And I would like to make an impromptu roll on the...
Absolutely. Yeah, that feels like something that could bring attention to us.
14.
That is the second 14.
Okay.
Honestly, I'll also make one because I was yelling a lot.
Yeah.
That is the third 12.
I see.
I think as you throw the clay pot and it shatters against the ground of this greenhouse, from outside there's the sound of discovery, curiosity, a potential threat, and flashlights begin to move, and we can see from the inside of the greenhouse as the lights move over the glass pane walls, illuminating what's inside, and the voices coming closer, and the sounds of boot steps marching closer. Paul looks to you. Bryce, we gotta get out of here.
Bryce looks at Paul. Up from the broken pot and the scattered plants he's kicked around. And I think he takes a deep breath, smiles at you, looks at the door on the other side of the greenhouse, and goes, "You need to get out of here. The kids need to get out of here."
Wait, Bryce.
And Bryce steps forward and pushes Paul forcefully towards that door, stronger than Paul can withstand. And you hear the racking of a bolt on a rifle.
No. Wait. No, come on, Bryce. No. Please. And then I think the sounds of boots and voices and the blinding flashlights get even closer, coming closer towards the door. And we hear the sounds of, "We know somebody's in there! Get out!"
Bryce looks back.
"Come out with your hands up!"
I knew he would have made the team. And he raises his rifle and fires a volley of bullets out the front.
Paul stumbles out of the door, mostly out of shock from the cacophony that a gun has in such a small space. As we hear the ringing of bullets rip through the walls of the greenhouse, and we hear the ringing of bullets being fired in return. Paul, gripped with pain, runs as quickly as he can, using the side walls of the buildings nearby to help steady himself as he rushes back towards the high school, far away from the sounds of gunfire. What are Bryce's last moments like?
The volley of bullets did not go out the front of the building. They were shot into the ground never meant to hit anyone. Bryce lays on the ground of the greenhouse, looking, seeing all of the food and supplies that Paul had spent time gathering and cultivating, bleeding out, choking on his own blood, as feathers are pluming on his body. And he looks and sees the symbol of the white dove scattered across this place, seeing what was built while he was gone.
And our camera leaves the greenhouse, floating upwards and upwards, further away from the blood-stained ground, riddled with metal casings, as a squad of 6 men wearing matching armor, holding matching guns, walk carefully around the body of Bryce, searching for another that they will not find. And as our camera moves further and further up and through the city, we see Paul reaching the high school, where we hope he reaches the children and the teacher. And we hope they make it out. Because the next day, the order is given. And that is where we're going to end our session. Oh my goodness. What another wonderfully happy, fun time here on Tales Yet Told.
That's what we do, baby.
That's what we do. How you feeling, Marcy? Indeed.
You know, playing someone who sympathizes with the SCA for a long period of time.
Yeah, I remember. Hey, you did great. You did great. You know what? I'm so happy that Bryce turned back around at the end, because there was a genuine moment there where I was like, Marcy might shoot me. And you know what? Damn, Bryce, that'd be fucked up.
I thought about it.
Oh, I could see it. I could see it in your face.
But I don't know. I think having pulled 2 2s, that feels like a partial success.
Yeah. God, it's so interesting where this game took us. I love this game,
dude.
And like how things were popping up. Oh man, that second too, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It really, really took the game places that I wasn't fully expecting, or like, I guess I was expecting us to hit some of these beats, but just not in the way that it did. And those prompts, beautiful. The card pulls, wonderful. Those dice rolls, spooky.
It's so good, man. It's so good. Also, it's like also giving the players a tool where it's like, oh, you steal alcohol. Yeah. And now anytime you drink, you pull a block, and it's like, fuck, man. Like,
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, everyone, this game takes place in your hometown by, I almost said our good friend. I don't know who Jack Blair is, but I hope that they're a great person, because this game is pretty great. You can go get this game in the link in the description of this episode, where you can go over to their itch page and go get that game, because you and your friend too can play 2 people being hunted down by something terrible, whether it be a big alien robot monster or a fascist regime. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Hey, Marcy, where can people find you on the internet?
Hello. Well, you can always find my Twitter. Currently it's at chippedk9. I don't really post there a super ton, just because Twitter's a little funky. But I do have a Blue Sky now.
Gas.
Silly.
Gas.
I'm dabbling in.
You're multi-classing.
I'm multi-classing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because actually, a little spoiler, we're playing D&D for our next game.
Strangers in the Woods Season 2. Road Trip. It's D&D.
It's just D&D,
It's just D&D. D&D in the Sublime.
I mean, it's not untrue.
It's very untrue.
Just a little bit.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so my Blue Sky is now I'm Squid. That's it. I'm Squid. I kind of use both names here and there. So yeah, I will be there. I'll probably be posting a little bit more. I might have a few more socials I might create, maybe a little TikTok or an Instagram maybe to try and put some little content out. But other than that, there's some things I don't think this will come out in a time where I can really share yet. There are some other projects I'm working on that I'm very excited about. So if this comes out before or after, like, either way, just I will be promoting those, and I'll be in a few more shows and a few more projects. So keep an eye out for those. I'm really fucking excited about them. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Always a joy to be here with my friend Kendo and with my my little audience who likes when I make little silly guys. I'm sorry this guy wasn't as silly.
Not as silly. He was trying to be silly, but Paul was not having it. You cannot be silly while you are occupying our hometown with the fascist regime. We cannot be silly goofy here.
Yeah, it turns out. But yeah, just thank you for having me here. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. It's wonderful.
Hey, Marcy, you've been here since the beginning. Yippee! So thank you so much for helping make the Sublime what it is and how powerful it is as well. Because a lot of that is you and my fellow players from Strangers in the Wood, which hopefully you all will be seeing more of very, very soon. I've been Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. You can find this podcast where you're listening to it right now, and on the internet at Tales Yet Told, on Blue Sky at TalesYetTold.com, and guess what? At the website TalesYetTold.com.
Oh my goodness.
You can go get our merch over at the website merchyetsold.shop, where you can get some sick new digs to show off how cool you think our podcast is, and also giving us a little bit of support, which, hey, I'll never say no to. But I will see you all next time. Same Tales Yet Told channel. I couldn't tell you what time. But until then, don't forget to go out, eat enough food, drink enough water, get enough sleep, and take care of yourself, because self-care is incredibly important, especially in the times we're living in now. And please, take care of yourself, everyone around you, stay connected with your community, and keep each other safe.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to love yourself like we love you. Bye.
I love you.